Well, now we are coming close to the mine entry to the big gold mine, and I will on the way in try to explain and tell something about this old mine, some history and some other thing, and see how it looks now in the winter time. So now we should soon see the entry. Let's see how it looks. And here we have the entry, and you can already hear the echo. So now I will see if I can take this stone and knocking on the mine wall to tell the mountain lady I'm on my way in. Yes, so let's see how it is. And it's a lot of ice here. So now we will enter. This passage is made by fire and is about 320 meters long, and is going 300 meter straight line in the mountain. As soon I will get to the first shaft we will be passing, and it's raining a lot, and see if I can jump over this one. And here is the first shaft we're passing, and this is the old crown mine. And here you can see how the iron leaking out from the walls and down in the shaft that is full of ice at the moment. So let's see how it looks further in. And this is an old bridge, and not really always fun to walk. Here we can see how iron leaking out, and you can see how smooth the walls become in the roof when I have make it by fires. This shaft was made after they started to make the first passage that was going to be 1,500 meters, but they have to quit that because they come to a place and the rocks start to leak a lot of water, so they have to stop it. So they have to find another place to make an entry, and this become the entry and called the new stollpassage. And as you can see, it's just going in a straight line, and here is a lot of wood from the old time and old floor. And here is still some hooks on the walls where they have placed lanterns and lamps and all other stuff. And here we come to the first side entries where they have actually tried to find the quartz. They have followed the quartz line in the rocks, and it's going on that way too. And up here in the roof, some with the black, and there is a lot of quartz and everything. So when they find and coming across quartz line, they was just simply follow it till it was end. And before it was a lot of water, and I have tried to drain some waters we have, so it easy can go in and out. And soon we will be halfway. And here in the roof you can see it's still black, and that is old soot from the fire, back from all the way back to the 1700 century when they went naked. So you can see the walls and roof is still black. And now we're soon going to be halfway. And here we have some old remains from the wood floor they have. And there is beautiful stuff up here, calcite and some other minerals that we have. And when they got up here and make this, every time they make fire in the beginning, they got like 10 centimeter decimeter every time they make. And to speed this work up, they was digging from 4 ways. They're making one from the main mine and from the outside, and they make a shaft just between. That's called a climbing mine, a smoke passage when they fire it. So now we are halfway, 150 meters in here in this passage, and I will see if I can put the light up. To the big hole. It's not so good, but it's like 15-20 meters up. And here is a lot of debris that I'm going to take away. And to speed up this passage, to make it, they drill after they have the fire and take the material off. They simply started to drill holes in the walls, so they got further in with the heat when they fire, and in that way speed up the making of this passage. and only for not long ago it was not easy to pass here because the water level was very high and got up to the edge of the boots. So with bad luck, when you was going in, you have filled the boots with water, and the only way is to turn back out, get out the water, because it's freezing cold. So now we are in the second half of the tunnel, and here is a lot of wood that have been on the floor, and this is very old logs. And you can see the passage become smaller and smaller the longer we go in. In this mine that was started, the gold here, they find it about 1737 and begin the mining 1738. And the last work here was 1916. And the company here complete ended about 1922-23 when they complete closed all down. Let's see. Here we can see some quartz vein in the walls. Totally, they got in this period. They didn't work constantly. Because the mine was going up and down, and it was working in periods. And total in all this period, they got up about 222 kilo of gold. Now we will soon be here. I think we are soon about 300 meters in here in this mine. So we're soon coming into the main chamber, even called the church hall. And before we coming to the mine, we're having a small room here, and this is the gunpowder room, and that was a place where they storage the oil for the lamps and tools and other supplies for this mining. And they have a lot of fuels here, and you can see it here. They even have a real wall through the door if something happening to keep it safe. And even in this room here, they have kids. There was like 8-year-old kids when they started in the mine, and to test if the people and the children was good to work in the mine. They have to sleep a night here in the mine, alone, complete in the darkness, to see if they was afraid. So when I was sleeping in the mine, they could come up here and just try to scare the kids, to see if they was afraid and run out when they start knocking the rocks. So if they run out from the mine, when they hear this sound, they was not qualified to working. And now we soon have coming all the way in, and now the passage become some smaller. And we don't have much way left until we are in the church hall, the inner chamber. So when that comes, I will take that as part 2 in this movie I'm making about this mine and the information and the history. So here is the big mine and everything, so it's a big hall. So let's continue and see you two next time in the adventure of Edelfoss gold mine.